Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and we are joined today by Eric Bauman. He is the chair of the Los Angeles County Democratic Party. He is the vice chair of the California Democratic Party. He recently announced that he is a candidate to chair the California Democratic Party. That election will be held in 2017 after the presidential race. And I want to get a sense from you, sir, why you chose to announce your candidacy for the chairmanship fairly early in the process.
Well, I think it's important for people to know that I have my eye on that I'm moving in that direction, because unlike others who might think about getting in the race early, I have to stay focused on 2016. I have to stay focused on the elections that are going to make a difference to the Democratic Party in California, assembly seats, congressional seats, Senate seats. And so that's the reason I got out there early, just to let people know so they don't forget that I'm out there, and because as probably the most visible party officer around the state, because I'm constantly traveling.
Right.
People are always coming up and asking me the question.
Right.
This way, hopefully they won't ask me, and we'll talk about how do we win elections.
So let's talk about your visibility, in large part because you chair the LA County Democratic Party, the largest county in our state. The most Democrats in our state are in LA County. What has your role as that county chair done to prepare you, to inform you for a potential chairmanship of the state party?
Well, I mean, to begin with, when I became chair, which is now 15 years ago, believe it or not, 15 years ago, I mean, the LA Democratic Party had a $50,000 a year annual budget.
Oh my.
It had one half-time employee. Today, our budget in an off year is close to $2 million. We have 6 full-time employees, and we run a robust major organization year-round. The LA Democratic Party has won 13 Polly Awards. That's the national.
Which means?
That's the Academy Award of Politics.
Got it.
We've won 2 Reed Awards. That's the Grammy of Politics.
Nice.
And no other local political party in the country wins these awards, and we won them.
Is it for your mailers? Is it for your ads?
It's for mailers. It's for video. It's for radio spots. It's for robocalls, of which I'm the king of the robocall.
That's what they say.
And so it's for a wide diversity, and also for some very exciting social media stuff that we really broke ground on. We were the first political party in the country to actually upload the voter file into Facebook, so we could do direct advertising to voters in their specific districts.
So let's talk about, though, the state, because, look, we are a state that trends Democratic, but there are significant portions of our state, I'll call it East California, that we don't see significant gains or as significant gains for your party. How do you intend to grow the party outside the party's traditional strongholds?
I want to start by quoting Dr. Howard Dean, who said, "You can't win if you don't show up." The reason that I travel California, that I go to rural states, that I go to very red state, counties I should say, not states, all throughout California, is because I believe you have to start engaging people, energizing people, and helping them win. If you don't ever show up, if you don't ever have a presence in the rural and red parts of our state, they will never invite you as Democrats to win. And the fact is, in a statewide election or a ballot measure election, votes count just as much in Shasta County and Placer County as they do in LA County and San Diego County.
What about building, I'll call it a bench? Because in the era of term limits, even though we have modified our term limits, we see that a lot of the members of the state legislature, members of Congress, they start in water boards. They start at the city council level, community college districts. Do you hope to use the party as an apparatus to build future leaders?
Well, that's what I've done as chair in Los Angeles for all these years. The reason we invest so heavily in local elections in LA is to create an ongoing bench of future candidates. The reality is, people don't realize this. In LA County alone, there are 88 cities and over 120 school, college, water, and special district boards. So we're in election cycle constantly. And so we try to use that both as a means to build the party, grow the party and strengthen it, and to prepare candidates to run for higher levels of office.
I want to speak about 2016 because, as you said, you were focused on 2016. Look, sir, it's hard to deny. You look at predictions. The U.S. Senate seat that's up in California, their predictions are it's in the safe Democratic column. You look at the presidential electoral map, predictions are that California's in the safe Democratic column. So what are you going to do in 2016 in a state where the Democrats look pretty strong?
Well, first of all, if you live with my philosophy, I'm 10 points down every day.
Okay, well stated.
In the Senate race, the presidential race, I believe that you have to engage this like you're 10 points down every day. I think that using the energy and the excitement of an open Senate race where we're going to have two Democrats in the runoff running against each other.
You believe so?
Two top-flight Democrats,
so
absolutely,
you don't believe
unquestionably.
that there will be a Democrat and a Republican?
I do not believe any one of the Republicans who are in this race could get anywhere near the runoff as things stand right now.
Okay.
And that's going to be exciting. That's going to be energizing and motivating because these two women are incredible.
You're talking about
motivating.
Loretta
Sanchez and Kamala Harris. And in the presidential race, look, through the primary, there's lots of excitement, but presidential elections draw people out. And you see the difference when we have 51% turnout in the general election in the gubernatorial race, but we had 74% in the presidential race.
So,
that was a re-election.
Right, so let's talk about what maybe you can do. We look at some of these closer, maybe House of Representative races, Assembly races, Senate races. Is your eye on that prize?
So using the presidential race and the energy from the Senate race hopefully is going to be what motivates and enables Democrats to regain the supermajorities in both the Assembly and the Senate, and enables us to pick up another couple of House seats to help Nancy Pelosi get her gavel back as Speaker.
I mean, in the final analysis, in 2014, California was the only state where Democrats picked up seats, but it was an off-year election. Pete Aguilar picked up the Republican seat in San Bernardino County. In 2016, as Democrats, like you said, try to chip away at the Republican majority, do you see any House seats that you'd like to target as potential pickups?
Well, for sure, we're looking at Knight's seat in the 25th Congressional District,
in the Antelope
which
Valley.
is in Santa Clarita and the Antelope Valley. For certain, we're looking at David Valadao up in the Bakersfield, Kern County area, and we're certainly looking at Jeff Denham a little bit further on the other side of the valley. But here's the thing that I want to say. For Democrats in California, we're in a great sequence. We have a presidential election this year. We will have an exciting open gubernatorial election in 2018, which will turn out, cause Democrats to turn out greater. And then in 2020, we'll have another presidential election. So that bodes well for 3 good turnout cycles for Democrats, especially at the same time as we're going to be undertaking new processes to register voters that in large number will enable working men and women who haven't been able to register to vote or haven't been able to vote to do so
and
more
let's
easily.
talk about that. AB, I think it's 18 was passed. It requires the DMV to register folks automatically. You have to opt out, not opt in.
Correct.
But registering is one thing. How do you get people to the polls?
So first of all, voting is a 4-step process. 1, you got to get people in the door, so they got to be registered to vote. 2, you have to convince them that voting is actually important. And convince them of which candidates best will meet their needs. Then you have to convince them to actually go into the place and fill out their ballot. And 4th and hardest is you actually have to get them to put the stamp on the ballot and mail it or push the button in the polling booth. And that's what all this preparation work is about now. We're getting ready for that in large volume now. And Democrats have beaten large volume Republican money programs in California time after time, because when a Democratic volunteer comes to your door and looks you in the eye and talks to you from the heart and talks to you about values that are important that you share and about issues that are important to you, that makes you want to get out and vote.
His name is Eric Bauman. He is the chair of the LA County Democratic Party, vice chair of the California Democratic Party, candidate for chair of the California Democratic Party in 2017. My name is Brad Pomerance. This is Charter Local Edition.